y'all, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to do an update on cloth diapering. So I have been cloth diapering since my son was at least 2 weeks old, and he's now 20 months old. So we've been doing it almost 2 years, a year and a half, and I have learned so much throughout this journey, y'all. In the beginning, it was a bit complicated, but now it's like second nature. So I just wanted to share some things that I've learned over the year. My top recommendations for cloth diapering a toddler. If you are new here, I shared my first cloth diapering video over a year ago, and it was like a beginner friendly, like how to start cloth diapering, my recommendations, and things of that sort, right? And so that video did really well, and then I did another update around 9 months. Once my son started eating solid foods, and now I'm back with another update since he is 20 months old and we are still cloth diapering. So without further ado, let's get into the video. In the beginning, I was definitely overwhelmed with cloth diapering. There were so many choices, so many brands to choose from, so many different kind of cloth diapers, y'all. Wash routines. I was in the Facebook cloth diapering groups just looking so confused because, like, where do I get started as a first time cloth diapering mom? Like, what's the best kind to invest in and all of that? So I'm here to share my personal favorites and how it just all made sense once I just got started, y'all, and everything made so much more sense. So if you're on the fence about cloth diapering, hopefully this video gives you some reassurance, some motivation to just get started. You can definitely do it. It's so much easier to cloth diaper, in my opinion, before your child starts solids, because the poop is water soluble. You just toss it in the washer. I wrote down a few categories in my phone on what we're going to talk about. The first thing I'm going to share with you guys are my favorite cloth diapers, right? I did invest in newborn cloth diapers. My son was on the bigger side though. He was 9 pounds. Newborn cloth diapers usually range from like 5 pounds to about 15 or 13, depending on the brand. Anywho, I invested in some newborn cloth diapers, and I will say that if I really had to recommend cloth diapers for the newborn phase, I would definitely go with covers and pre-folds because they were so much easier to use for the newborn phase. And then from there, I transitioned to the assembly fitted diapers, which is my top recommendation for someone who has not cloth diaper before, someone who wants a super easy wash routine, a super easy system that has everything you need. You can invest in one brand. They have cloth wipes, cloth diapers, covers, they have disposable liners, they have laundry detergent, they have wet bags, everything you would need to cloth diaper the first time. Assembly has a whole line, and it made things so much easier for me because I didn't have to think about a wash routine. I followed what they said to the T, and every time our diapers were fresh and clean, right? So for the newborn phase, I would definitely suggest going with covers and pre-folds. And pre-folds are kind of like what you see when you go to not the grocery store, but like go to stores and you see the cloth diapers like in the stores. That specific type of cloth diaper isn't thick enough, but the pre-folds are designed like that. They just are better quality and a thicker material. So that's my recommendation for the newborn phase. So once he started eating solids, things started changing. Of course, the poop consistency started to change, and then the amount of urine that was in his diapers increased as well. So I had to make a switch initially because I was loving the Grovia hybrid diapers, y'all. They were so convenient, so easy to use outside of the assembly. But once he started to get a bit older, I had to find a better solution because I did get leaks in the diapers because they weren't able to hold as much as he was putting out. So but I did love them in the beginning before he was starting to put out more output. So the Grovia hybrids were my favorite as well. So I had 3 in the newborn phase, the pre-folds and the covers, and then assembly from newborn to toddler phase. So I still use the assembly now. And then I also love the Grovia hybrid because it was a snap-in system where I can just exchange the inserts for a new one. It was convenient, it was easy, and I love the Velcro adjustments, that was great. Velcro adjustments was really great, really great. Now diapers I did not like are the pocket diapers. I used them, but they weren't my favorite, and I wouldn't recommend them, honestly. I prefer the fitted diaper or the diapers with the Velcro, but the only thing with Velcro is it will wear off over time. So if you want to invest in something, maybe go with one of the brands that I already said. Now after solids and during the toddler phase, I have two diapers that I absolutely love now, and those are the Assembly fitted diapers as well as the Grovia One diapers. So those two diapers, super amazing. I can add inserts in like for the nighttime to give me more absorbency, to hold a little bit more, you know, urine overnight and things like that. So these diapers are designed, well, the one diaper is like designed for like heavy wetters or to wear overnight, and then the Assembly diapers are good for anytime, right? So I've been using the Assembly since a newborn phase, but I had to upgrade because it's a two size system, so size 1 and size 2. So he's in size 2 now, but they definitely work any time of the day, overnight. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is my favorite diaper cream. Honestly, I just use organic coconut oil. I did invest in the Assembly diaper balm and everyday balm, and I did like to use both of them, but if I had to pick and choose, I would just go with regular coconut oil. It seems to work fine for us. We use it anyway, like for a skin moisturizer right out of bath, so it only makes sense to just continue to use what we use anyway. In terms of my favorite laundry detergent, so from the beginning I started with Assembly laundry detergent, and I followed their wash routine. As my son started to get older, I stopped buying their laundry detergent and started to use like our regular laundry detergent. So currently we're using the 7th generation, like Free and Clear. So I know there are a few different kind of, y'all, the maintenance people is just outside living their best life. But now I just use whatever we use with our clothing. I have though had an issue with trying to use the right amount, trying to get smells out of his diapers and things of that nature. So I may just invest back into the Assembly diapers. But the thing is though, y'all, since my son is 20 months, I don't think we're going to be coughing much longer. I'm giving it about 2 more months, and then Lord's will, we can be potty trained. But I'm just going on his cue. The question that people always ask about cloth diapers is, what do you do with the poop, right? And so I mentioned in the beginning that when you initially, before your child starts to eat solids, if they are exclusively breastfed, their poop is water soluble, meaning that if you put the poop in the washer, it's gonna wash and it's not gonna cause any issue, you know, because they're not eating solids. It's a very smooth process. You can invest in a sprayer to spray the poop beforehand, but it's totally not necessary. I have not had any issues with that, and I made sure that I clean my washer every month with the, you know, the washer cleaner or whatever, just to make sure that I didn't have any buildup or any smells or anything like that. But after they start to eat solids, of course, their poop consistency changes. So it goes from being liquidy to more of a solid poop. But here's the thing, it's not always consistent, because maybe TMI, but sometimes it's still running, then sometimes it's a solid, you know, y'all know what I mean. So I was having a little trouble because there were times where I had to like manually scrape out the runny poop because we didn't have a diaper sprayer or whatever the case may be. But then there were super easy times where I could just take the disposable liner and then dump it in the trash, the poop in the trash, and then put the liner in the garbage, and it was smooth sailing. So the disposable liners definitely saved me a lot of time, y'all. A whole lot of time when it came to poop. But there were times where I had to throw some diapers away. I didn't have to, but I just chose to because it was just too much, and I didn't want to dig and try to get poop out. Now there are some other methods that you can use as far as like dumping the diaper in the toilet to kind of rinse it off that way, but no, I was like either liners or trash, or depending on the amount, I would just wash it out myself as best as I could and let the washer did its job once we got done. The next thing I want to talk about is the smell of cloth diapers. So as I said, if you have a good wash routine, you are fine, but cloth diapers do develop a smell over time, and it's not a good smell. So that's one thing that I envy about disposable diapers, is you don't really get that smell unless your child has pooped. But with cloth diapers, even if they're clean and You wash them. If it's not washed the correct way, you can still get that smell. If you leave the diaper on your child for too long, it can smell like ammonia, and things of that nature. And so you just have to figure out like the best way to wash, and just make adjustments to your wash routine. But other than that, like a typical cloth diaper is not going to stink unless it has not been washed properly, or it's an issue with getting them clean. Next, the other thing that I didn't really consider, or I did consider, was like the bulkiness of cloth diapers. So cloth diapers can be really big. They can be really big, and if you have a child that's on the thinner side, on the skinnier side, then the diaper can be bigger than your child. And so this is something I thought about because I am on the thinner side, right? And so I was like, I don't want my son having a huge diaper and then the rest of his body is very thin. But we were a bit blessed because my son was a very chunky baby, and so his diaper did not look abnormal. But you can just up a size when it comes to their pants, or buy cloth diapers that are more trim. So that's why I went with assembly diapers as well, because I read like different comments and things of that nature that said that they have it's a trimmer diaper compared to other brands and other fits and other styles. And so I haven't had an issue with like a super fat diaper that looks abnormal, right? So I was very cautious in the diapers that I chose. Even when I was using pocket diapers, I chose one that wasn't like, that didn't need so many inserts to the point where it was very noticeable that he had a huge cloth diaper on. So that's something to take into consideration, the bulkiness of the diaper. Just read up on those. There are so many to choose from, so many reviews out here. But when I chose mine, I went with the brands that had the best reviews. So all in all, y'all, cloth diaper is super easy once you get started and figure out like your groove, how you're gonna wash. You will be fine. You will be fine. And I know that I only have used at least like 2 to 3 boxes of disposable diapers this whole year and a half, and most of them were used during the newborn phase because it was just easier to use those diapers up. And then of course I used 1 pack of diapers when we went camping this year, and then I want to say the other pack of diapers were I want to say it was camping last year. So throughout this journey, it's been like over almost 2 years, and we've only used about 3 boxes of diapers. So I'm super proud of that. I did not touch on cloth wipes, so I don't want to talk about cloth wipes. So primarily I use like disposable wipes because they're just super convenient, but I have used 3 different brands of cloth wipes. I love the Grovia cloth wipes because they're very thick, and they get the job done, especially when it comes to poop, right? They are thick like baby towels, but maybe even a little bit thicker. So I've used those for like cleaning with. I've used them as a bath towel. The quality of those are amazing. I've also used assembly cloth wipes. They're very thin. They're on the thinner side, so it works better for like newborns, infants on that side. They're very, very thin. So if I had to choose between the Grovia cloth wipes and the assembly, I would definitely go with Grovia because they're thicker and you can use them for other purposes. The assembly wipes are okay. They're just very, very thin. And then the other brand of wipes that I use, this is a small brand that does not currently sell cloth diapers, so I don't want to mention them and then y'all go searching and can't find them. But their wipes were comparable to the Grovia wipes, so very thick, very good quality, and you can get multiple uses out of them. And so I think that's like the bulk of my little update with cloth diapering. Like, my son still loves it. We are planning to cloth until he is potty trained. And I noticed that, of course, with cloth diapering, people say it's way easier to potty train when your child is wearing cloth diapers because they notice when they're wet faster and things of that nature. So my son does tell me when he has to use the restroom. He does tell me when he has to go. I know when to change him and things of that nature. So I'm not like pressuring him to just go to the potty, but he does know when he's wet. Yes, this is Days. He does know when he's wet and things of that nature. So that's going to make it easier when it comes to, you know, him actually taking his diapers off and things of that nature. But the only thing is, I'm currently using diapers that have snaps on them, so it may not be the easiest thing to take off once he's ready to go to the bathroom, but that's a step that we're going to get to later. And then once I figure that out, I'll probably do one last update on cloth diapering and how we transition from cloth diapering to potty training. But that's all for this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully this video was helpful in terms of getting you started with cloth diapering, what you actually need. And so, quick little recap: if I had to recommend cloth diapers for any phase, right, I would recommend Assembly brand if you want to just stick with one set brand of cloth diapers, and then depending on if you want something for heavy wetters, I will go with the Grovia ones. Grovia is good for the hybrid diapers as well. And then if you just wanted to go on the cheaper side, or you know, save the most money, I would go with covers and pre-folds or covers and flats, because they cost the least amount of money. You can use them through different phases and things of that nature. Sometimes I still do use pre-folds in his covers now. So hopefully this video was helpful, y'all. Let me know if you have any questions. If you have cloth diaper, let me know your journey. How long did you go? Did you start with solids? Did you start with solids? When did you start? I'm open to hearing all the cloth diaper news. So as always, see you guys in the next video.